home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HandHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Friday, everybody. You made it. Job well done. You made it. You got through all the stuff that you worried about, all the stuff you stressed about, all the stuff that you prepared for, all the stuff that needed to get done, and you got it done, and now you're here. Well done. I'm DP. He is Austin Orman. We're going to take you through the next 90 plus minutes. And then, we'll get our eyes forward to Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln High. It's at 8 o'clock kickoff, not 7, 8 o'clock. So to do that. So we got lots to talk about. We'll share the way. I do want to dive into the depth chart. I want to dive into Matt Rhule's press conference today. There's a lot of meat on the bone. To go with that there, and then get our eyes forward. It's an NFL weekend. It's a college football weekend. Lots going on, and we'll cover it all. But first, before we do, Austin, if you will, let them know about the Mercado.
Gladly. Certified Piedmontese, every type of meat, every type of cut. I went to their website, cpmercado.com. Mm-hmm. I clicked on Fired Up Friday to figure out what that was. It redirects you to their social media, and it shows you what they're cooking up every Friday. So I scrolled through a little bit. Last week was a double-decker burger. Looks like 4 slices of cheese, 2 certified Piedmontese hamburger patties. Looks like the thing's piled 4 or 5 inches high on a burger. So that was a couple weeks ago. Today's, you missed out on it. It was for lunch. Sorry, but pay attention next week. A pho French dip. So you got your roast beef, you got your traditional pho ingredients, the au jus that you guys were talking about with brunch up at Tiburon. Mercado did its own spin on that. Fired Up Fridays look like something I might have to be a part of.
It is the thing. Like, I try to remember it, and then, life and the workload kind of takes over, and you forget. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And then,
that is the South location, I should add.
And if you go to Casa Bovina's, you go to the website there, you can schedule your dinner. You can actually get a reservation, get that done as well. It's a wonderful way to do it, and it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. Lots to talk about again. Husker depth chart, the NFL. It's college football weekend. Like, I'm trying to figure out where my energy is going to be. But first things first, we're going to be at the Lincoln Air Show tomorrow. Guardians of Freedom Air Show tomorrow and Sunday. And again, Chris Whitney came on yesterday and gave some really helpful information. If you're gonna go, now remember, all of this is free, right? Free to attend. Parking is free. All the premium seating is sold out. I don't know if you have scalpers for air show or where they're outside. Yeah. Hey, I got 2 premium seats for you. Who needs 2? Who needs 2? I don't know if that's the case, but the show starts at 11, and there's no schedule for the events because different folks are coming in different times. Weather can be a part of it. Sometimes it throws it all off. Show starts at 11. They tell you get there by 8 o'clock is what they recommend. By 8 o'clock. So if it's after that, that's fine. We will broadcast from there all day. We'll be in the media tent. So actually, not at the STEM tent. Tent. So we'll be there. You'll be able to stop by. You will be able to have access. They will have food. They have free water. Bring your own water bottle so you can fill it up and walk around and not lose anything and not get caught up in it. And take care of yourself. And by that, do me a favor, please. Hydrate the night before. So if you're going tomorrow, it's the
Always.
Once you get behind, you can't catch up. So the whole point. So tonight, if you're going to go tomorrow, hydrate tonight. Get yourself 32 ounces of water over the course of 6 hours tonight. That's not too much to ask for. I think that's fair. We don't want you passing out. While there will be medical folks there, we don't want you passing out. And it is still on an extreme heat watch. Excessive heat warning is what it is. So prepare yourselves, prepare your little ones, prepare the seniors, and remind them, I know you don't like to, but you have to hydrate. Right? So do that for us. It'll be, we'll get a little, it looks like 82 and 84 for the 2 days.
I don't hate the sound of that. Not one bit.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. But take care of yourselves. And then lots going on. And again, free parking. Get there at 8. I believe they kick it off really at 9:30, where people can move around and do their thing. But yeah, there's lots going on there. Austin, the depth chart, and a couple of things jumped out to me. And I'll give you time to grab it because
Nick and I spent most of our show going over it.
I went through. Well, but I wanted to point out a thing with the fullbacks and the fact that they did the or right, the or thing. But then I was talking to Mark Onweiler, and I was doing lockdown. I was doing my lockdown for tomorrow. I wanted to get it in, and what came up, and Mark and I just hysterically laughed our way through it, was, what do you want play number 1 to be? Like, this is the beginning of the Matt Rhule, Marcus Satterfield era. And we don't have an identity. We don't have a brand. But you put a fullback on the depth chart. And to me, to put them on the depth chart and not use them would be criminal. First, there's several questions here. One, on play 1 that identifies the entire philosophy, work, and scheme of Matt Rhule and Marcus Satterfield offense at the University of Nebraska. What should play number 1 be?
So You were doing Locked On when Nick and I were talking about this, and my answer is going to come from my thoughts on the offensive depth chart as a whole. You have Orr listed at fullback. You have Orr listed at tight end. Tight end's been a big focus of conversation as well. Give me a stretch run out of the I formation. You have a fullback. You have 2 tight ends. You're heavy on the right side. You hand it off. You only have 1 receiver on the field to start. Name him, probably Billy Kemp. Throw him outside. But you got both Borkacher and Fedoni on the field. You got Gabe Irvin lined up behind either Bonner or Barrett Liebentritt. Either one would be fine by me, but I think we get a stretch handoff to the right.
Okay, so then it leads me to ask this next question with the fullback on the field. So I think we can all, in text line, feel free to join in and let me know. 1, does a fullback need to be on the field, play offensive play number 1? 2, if the fullback is on the field, what play should be run? And question number 3, should it be a dive? Should it be a fullback dive? If you're gonna put what's the most Nebraska play they could run? What's the most Husker thing they could possibly do? Remember, they're going to be in Minneapolis, and it's a statement to everybody who bleeds scarlet and cream. They just this is their moment. They sit around for 8 months, just foaming at the mouth, waiting for offensive play number 1. And I can see and hear the collective fan base when they see a fullback run onto the field.
They'll get goosebumps, DP.
Right?
They're standing up.
Right. So we see them, and then they drop it up on the board, right? And it shows fullback. Then you've got an Orr at fullback. So we don't know if it's Bonner, who's probably the better receiver of the 2. We don't know if you're just going to dive, the better blocker of the 2. Do you want to power this thing and simply go fullback as the extra blocker for your running back off tackle, off A gap? Or do you want it to be the fullback in full tribute? And full tribute as your best play of welcome back, Nebraska football. We are going to run the damn ball.
Well, we had that at the spring game. So that'd be some major mind games, right? You run it because you're honoring Frank Solich at the spring game. Are you playing those head games with PJ Fleck? Well, they did it at the spring game. Oh, that was just to honor Frank. No way they do it in a real game.
This is the statement. This is how important this is. That's why I'm putting the pin right here. The importance of it is that it allows the fan base to feel connected in a way to something absolutely new. Like, we don't know Marcus Satterfield's personality. Even the football heads who have tracked him all the way through South Carolina and through the spring game, we don't know what he wants to do here, what he trusts his players to do here, what Matt Rhule trusts him to do here. So then the question becomes, okay, so we can, in a majority, say, and I think that's fair, that a majority of Nebraska fans want the fullback out there for the first offensive play. And that they're going to hold that first play as the gospel for who Matt Rhule and this team is.
We've got submissions for fullback trap, option, and triple option so far.
Okay, but this was the other thing, right? So as you go through it, fullback trap, which we probably need to put up a poll. Fullback trap, triple option. I think that with Jeff Sims as your offensive leader, that fake the dive, down the line, pump fake, plant the foot, get vertical, get positive yards. The other thing could be you spin that and you reverse that thing out, right? You can reverse it out. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Like all day Thursday, I'm just going through my mind. Option 1. We're like, what are you going to do? Most Husker play. Hoji says the most Husker play is the option. I'd like to see an I back stretch play action. See, but that's three. That's several options there. There's several things there.
Okay, poll's ready to go. We'll
Okay.
give you the three options.
Right.
Option 1 is the option. Option 2 is a play to the running back. Option 3, fullback. So send option if you want it to be the option. Send running back if you want it to go to the running back. Send fullback if you want it to go to the fullback.
And Hizzlebear says this: option pass down the seam to Fedoni. The only problem is it's Borkature. Fedoni might not be on the field to play one. Now, you can go with two tight ends and run the option. We're familiar with that. Like, we can actually see that. And then a part of me wants to see the Joker. Part of me wants to see the Joker. That the fullback's out there. And you fake the dive. And you look at the tailback as though you're about to dance.
Hit Billy Kemp on a crosser.
No, I want the fullback sitting right behind the linebacker. He just finds a gap between linebackers and he sits. Easiest throw in the history of college football. But totally not Nebraska.
No.
Like, not Nebraska. But the fullback dives. Yeah, some of you are dead on. What if they – okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your level of happiness if they throw on first down?
5.
5. If it's incomplete?
5.
If they complete it and it's a big play?
5.
So no matter what happens from it, you're going to midline.
It's the first play of the season.
It's
the fan in me will be a 10 out of 10 if it's complete.
The
football theorist in me will be 5. Okay, whatever.
Well, I'm talking to the football fan right now. The football fan wants what's the perfect, like in the fullback trap for a touchdown, the perfect play. Isn't that the perfect play?
That's Schlesinger against Miami.
Right, that's the perfect play. Play one, like if everybody can agree, but it has to be something that everybody agrees on.
DP. You've been here long enough to know you won't ever agree on anything, DP.
That's why I want to make it difficult, because I know that there's literally there are very few things that everybody can agree on.
There's Sisyphean tasks, and then there's getting Nebraska fans to agree.
See, that could be the next segment. That should be the next segment. So let's do this. We'll pause. When we come back, I'll ask the question. Is there anything that absolutely every Husker fan agrees on? We'll get that list. It is probably a very short list. Like, everybody wants them to beat Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody agrees that they will beat Minnesota. So we're going to get into the list of absolutes when we come back to Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is this you? You feel the same way every day, and it's not good. You may think there's a magic pill that can fix you. There isn't. Limitless Male has found that the majority of men who admit they feel bad are suffering with low testosterone, which can cause these symptoms: low energy, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, low libido. Sound familiar? Get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. Your first consult is free. Insurance accepted.
2015 is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HandHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas. Maybe it's the roar of fans here at the track, or the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive. Maybe it's the pulse of the heartland, the thrill of speed, or the sounds of grills sizzling in the campgrounds. Whatever it is, it will be one memorable weekend. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Hey, you got any gum?
Yeah, check my backpack.
What's this?
Oh, that's naloxone. It can reverse an opioid overdose. I decided to always keep it on me after my friend almost died. It saved his life.
I'm so sorry. That makes me want to have it with me too.
You totally should. Check the pharmacy. It was actually really easy to get, and it's easy to use.
I definitely will. Thanks.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627. Get ready for an unforgettable night at Ignite Lincoln 15. On September 14th, Rococo Theater will come alive with captivating stories from diverse voices that inspire change and spark connection. You'll hear from 12 passionate speakers, including our 5 nonprofit finalists, who are making a real impact. Be part of this remarkable event that celebrates the power of storytelling. Secure your spot now by purchasing tickets at ignitelincoln.org and join us in creating a brighter future together. Don't miss your chance to experience Ignite Lincoln 15, a night of inspiration, community, and possibility.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The wicked forecast for today, we'll see one more hot day. Most sunny skies to start, then a chance of showers and storms this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 97. Tonight we'll see a chance of showers and storms below of around 68. Tomorrow, continued chance of showers. So much cooler tomorrow with a high of around 82. Meteorologist Kyle Puck for 92.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Old School. DP Austin Orman on a Friday. And again, happy Friday to you. Thank you and congratulations. Congratulations for what you do. 402-464-5685. Again, the high school game tonight, Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln High. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock. Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert will bring that to you here as well. And also want to let you know that with the Guardians of Angels air show going on, we will not broadcast the Royals tomorrow and Sunday. We will stick to the local stuff and give the Lincoln folks and the Royals fans
a reprieve.
They know how to find it, right? They know how to find it. That's just another option as well. So we're going to stick with that throughout the course of the weekend. I asked the question, is there anything aside from all Nebraska fans want the Huskers to win, to beat Minnesota? What else can we agree on? 100%. And the funny thing is Joe B came through right away. Like Joe B came through right away and did exactly what I thought would happen. Joe B says, it's funny how fans are all wanting a fullback dive now, but they bleeped and moaned and got Frank fired for running too many fullback dives. Now,
Frank was a fullback. You couldn't help it, okay?
Like that's but that's once I learned that, because I thought before I got here, I thought all Nebraska fans agreed on everything. Like fish skills, man. I fully bought in, like hook, line, sinker. Thinking, oh my goodness, yeah, this is amazing. But then I found out, no, 33% believe anything, 33% believe the opposite. The other 33% falls in the middle. And then the 1% is the people who create it. Right? The 1% of the people who create all the other stuff for everybody else to agree or disagree to. So aside from the Huskers beating Minnesota, right? Because all Husker fans, and I preface that by Husker fan. So all Husker fans, not all Nebraskans, because I know that's not it. All Husker fans can agree on they want Nebraska to beat Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
What else, Austin? What's high on the list, but probably not 100%?
Just for this season specifically?
Yeah, like right now, what can we all agree on?
I think we can all agree that Jeff Sims is QB1.
Good.
I don't know if we can agree on what that means or what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can all agree that we're intrigued by the 3-3-5. We might not know what it holds, but I think we're all at least curious.
Intrigued might be the wrong word. It's a great word for you and I, but I'm not sure everybody else is intrigued by it. There are people who go, nah.
But I think they're so used to like a 3-4 or a 4-2-5 like Bo used to run. I think that they're ready to see something new where Nebraska might be innovating again. I think we're open to the 3-3-5. How about that?
Open to the 3-3-5. I've just talked to too many people that just like, well, I don't know why we need to go and do this. Like, there's other ways to defend in the Big Ten Conference, and okay. I think it's there. Yeah, we all want to go to a bowl game. Yes,
we all want to go to a bowl game, but the agreement is not that Nebraska will go to a bowl game.
Right. That
Iowa sucks.
Well, you could say that, except for Jake would probably be the only Iowa fan.
Well, again, you said all Husker fans.
Bach would also. Well, but Jake is a Husker fan.
Not if he's an Iowa guy.
All fair.
I'm revoking his card.
Bach is another one, right? Bach tends to lean towards chaos.
Counterculture.
Right? He leans toward chaos. We'll read these texts. This is fantastic. Not wanting the starting play of the season would be an empty backfield spread out, probably. I think Billy Kemp and the receivers would defer to that. I think they would love that first play, empty backfield. Jeff drops and hits a banger to Malachi Coleman for 75 yards and a score. Like, because we have to remember that ultimately this game is determined by the scoreboard. So scoring first and often and easily is always preferred.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people figure out that I like it better when we don't score easily, that I would much rather see the bump and grind. But I'm a receivers coach at heart. I firmly believe there are plays in my bag that the opposing team cannot defend.
And I'm a points guy. So
right. Like that right? Like it's the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling the story. I was talking to former Husker today. I won't throw that one out there until later. And the discussion was in hearing a coach. I asked the coach, how many points do you need to score per game to beat so and so? And the coach didn't have an answer.
Was the answer one more?
No, he didn't even say that. He didn't even say that. But to have a head coach and an offensive coordinator that don't know, hey, listen, here's what I think my defense is capable of. And at a minimum, this is the number of points that I need to figure out how to score. And because that will determine your play calling, your schemes, all the other stuff. He didn't know. So I don't know how many points it's good. Like right now, we don't know how many points it'll take to beat Minnesota, but I think we would all be able to wager a guess. So at 5:00, right? 5:00, you can tell us how many points Nebraska needs to score to beat Minnesota. How many points do you think Nebraska needs to score to beat Minnesota? We'll do that at 5:00. Some more of the text. wanted to control. I get that. How about we try trick play? We know that Nebraska fans don't like trick plays unless they absolutely will work. Like Fumblerooski, if they called it first play, I'm pretty sure we're not happy unless it scores a touchdown. Is that a fair?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's like onside kick. We love it if it works.
Right.
We hate it. We hate it if it doesn't work.
How much of the onside kick debate is the onside kick itself, and how much of it was the personality in charge of it and the summation of an era?
I think the result is ultimately what it was. And when you talk about that era, it was always about the result. Well, it should have always been about the result. Far too often, it was about the amplification. And I tell you what, it was about zeros on the clock. It became about, man, we failed again. Like we failed again. That was that era. We would go through the emotional roller coaster. You get ahead in some games and come back. You fall behind and then come back. You get ahead, they'd come back. And you never found a way to finish the things that were right there in front of you. And so I think this was things are going well. And then you become, watch this. And Nebraska fans hated that about themselves. Because, again, a third of the population, we're going to win. Third is, we're going to lose. And the third in the middle are sitting there watching the 1% go, watch this.
Not even the 1%, the one person.
That's the 1% that really mattered.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. It's tough. It's tough to play. Like, it's tough to get into that. We went from refuse to lose to refuse to win. Finding a way, right? Finding a way to lose.
It's snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, to invert the classic phrase.
Yeah. Texas Casanova asked us, the DP, since Rhule paid tribute to Solich with the fullback trap, what's your over-under that he will do the same with Frosty with the squib kick up by 11? I think he likes the paychecks too much to repeat that.
I also think if Nebraska gets up by 11 on Minnesota, things have gone incredibly well.
That was the case for Northwestern too. Like
things went well. I wouldn't say things went incredibly well for Nebraska to get up 11.
You're up 11, and everybody kind of almost exhaled.
Almost being the operative word.
And then. Son of it! Let's start a break. Yeah, you're right. It really, like, all of this is it's painful. It's painful. Austin and I, we're going through therapy today. In case it's Therapy Friday here on Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through August 29th are $2 off Certified Piedmontese sausages and brats. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group are Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Jay Foreman here. Join us on Thursday, August 31st for our pregame show for Nebraska against Minnesota at the Warhorse Casino in Southwest Lincoln. We'll go from 4 p.m. to kickoff at 7 p.m. with the whole ticket crew. Make sure to drop by and see us at the Warhorse Casino.
Hey, you got any gum?
Yeah, check my backpack.
What's this?
Oh, that's naloxone. It can reverse an opioid overdose. I decided to always keep it on me after my friend almost died. It saved his life.
I'm so sorry. That makes me want to have it with me too.
You totally should. Check the pharmacy. It was actually really easy to get and it's easy to use.
I definitely will. Thanks.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas as drivers fight to move on to the next round of the playoffs. NASCAR Playoffs weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Get ready for an unforgettable night at Ignite Lincoln 15. On September 14th, Rococo Theater will come alive with captivating stories from diverse voices that inspire change and spark connection. You'll hear from 12 passionate speakers, including our 5 nonprofit finalists, who are making a real impact. Be part of this remarkable event that celebrates the power of storytelling. Secure your spot now by purchasing tickets at ignitelincoln.org and join us in creating a brighter future together. Don't miss your chance to experience Ignite Lincoln 15, a night of inspiration, community, and possibility.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, Sunday Family Fun Days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's Therapy Friday. We're having a good time. Austin Norman, DP, thank you for being on the text line and getting us through. It's the other thing that, again, trying to find people who agree on a thing, right? Right? And so Joe B said, no. Everybody complained about Solich and the fullback dive. And we were like, yeah. And then immediately another texter goes, no, he was fired because the AD hated him. It wasn't about dives, but one, both, or neither could be true. Or 100% true. That's we were talking about on break that, and having been around the country and different pockets of fan bases, I'm not sure. And I'm basing this on the text line. Mm-hmm. So the stuff that our texters send in, I'm not sure that there's a fan base in the country who gets after one another at the level and with the venom that Nebraska fans get after one another. Like it's the greatest thing I've ever seen when it's positive. It is the most intriguing thing I've ever seen when it's not. Because it's eating your own. Like it's the thing that Nebraska fans get after one another. Instead of getting after the program, they get after one another. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to figure that out, right? That I want Nebraska to do well. So we can all agree we want them to do well. But when they don't do well, I'm not going after a fan. Like, I'm not going after my fan brother. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the game and the people and the players and that sort of stuff. Nebraska fans, y'all get after each other. Like I thought at first it was just Nebraska versus Creighton. No, it's Nebraska versus Nebraska. And then it hit me. That's all of this. Nebraska's, when you talk about sports in Nebraska, it's not Nebraska versus Iowa or the world. It's Nebraska versus Nebraska. It's the successful years versus the not successful years. It's the rich people who can afford everything and don't care and buy everything. They can get the best seats. And then implying that they care more than the person who has to sit higher up and is looking for the cheaper seat. The people that want beer and the people who don't want beer. The people who want to bet and the people who don't want to bet. And Nebraska goes after Nebraska in the fullest way possible. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, Austin, help me understand.
Let me just point out the irony, DP. I get that he was quoting a Bible verse when he said it, but how ironic that the guy that this very city is named for is most known for quoting a Bible verse saying, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." Is there any irony in that to you?
It's perfect, though. It's chef's kiss good that the best fan base, the most loyal fan base, is harder on itself than the people that they support and cheer for. And it's 100%. And I've been like, I was trying to find another team, organization, program that fit that. And like Alabama's close. Texas is close. Texas is real close. But Texas, they have it's such a large state and they have so many programs to have disdain for.
Mm-hmm.
But Nebraska football's it. And so it's a full focus. And University of Texas can send it over to the Cowboys or to the Mavericks and say, or they can just say Aggie. And everybody goes, oh, okay. Nebraska it's a bubble. The bubble over it, and all of the venom stays in it.
I'll say that it's a bubble that doesn't let stuff in, but it also doesn't let stuff out.
Yeah, well, it might want to start letting some stuff in. Y'all need air, bro. Y'all need some air. Y'all need some fresh air. Y'all need some fresh air. Do yourselves a favor. Breathe a little. We'll throw the break. Second hour. We'll start with this. Go ahead and fire it up. I'll take the best answer and the best texter. How many points does Nebraska need to score to beat Minnesota? At a minimum. What's the number? Again, I'll hold you to it, and you tell me later on and say, wait a minute. At a minimum, this is Price Right. Bottom, minimum. Give it to us when we come back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs, or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month. It's glow time. See Club for details.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Brand!
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through August 29th are $2 off Certified Piedmontese sausages and brats. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today. Located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hey, you got any gum?
Yeah, check my backpack.
What's this?
Oh, that's naloxone. It can reverse an opioid overdose. I decided to always keep it on me after my friend almost died. It saved his life.
I'm so sorry. That makes me want to have it with me too.
You totally should. Check the pharmacy. It was actually really easy to get, and it's easy to use.
I definitely will. Thanks.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score.
93 theticketfm.com.
Hour number 2 on a Friday. Again, thank you for hanging out with us. Austin Norman, DP. I want to say appreciate y'all because you make doing this fun. You make this each day is its own little journey, and you guys are cool to hang out with. We say we have the best listeners, but I say we have the best family, and I mean that. Austin, before we get into this second hour of Old School, let them know about the Mercado.
Certified Piedmontese, every type of meat. That's right. Every type of cut. Whatever you're looking for in terms of your protein needs and more, get it at the Mercado, 84th and Havelock, as well as 30th and Yankee Hill here in Lincoln. Fridays at the South location. They do a special lunch. Check them out on social media to figure out what that is for the week.
Okay. So as we were talking in hour number one, we're talking about what's going to be required for Nebraska to beat Minnesota. And it's a big part of your plan final week is in knowing that your play calls and your talent have to match the mission.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go into a game not knowing how I'm going to put points on the board. How am I going to guarantee yards? How am I going to get my defense off the field? How am I going to keep my offense on the field? I've got call sheets for every down and distance that we can possibly imagine.
Mm-hmm.
As Matt Rhule said today, we've discussed everything. Like I'll catch him walking down the hallway and I'll ask him, and what do we do? 3rd and 7, 2 downs to go, final 2 minutes. What are we calling first play of the game? Who's our best offensive player? And we'll talk about that in the next segment as well. Who the best player in Nebraska is. Who is the best offensive player? Who's the best defensive player? But here's the thing I asked. How many points does Nebraska need to score against Minnesota to guarantee a win? To guarantee the win. Now, that means, regardless of anything else, no matter what could happen, Nebraska wins the game. That also speaks to what we think of Nebraska's defense more than it is what we think of them offensively.
Mm-hmm.
How many points? That means how many points will Nebraska give up to Minnesota? But the question is, how many points do they need to score to guarantee a win against Minnesota? And some of you have chimed in, and I will read them all, and you will go through it. One texter says 38. 38 points. Kraut says 28. Big Bird says 24. Henry says 27. Texas Casanova says 28. 04 says 24. Lemon says 28. 28. Okay, Austin Norman. Let's go. How many points does Nebraska have to score to beat Minnesota?
To guarantee a win, like you're asking,
Mm-hmm.
I think 35 is the number.
Okay.
I think Minnesota's general philosophy gives it a ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen teams run all over Nebraska defenses in the past and put up more than that, but those are like elite all-time at their school types of runners. I don't know if Minnesota has one of those.
They've got two runners that have both had 1,200-yard seasons
that are very good, but I don't think they're all-time at their school level.
No.
Good.
No.
Now, not that you necessarily need that, but again, I've talked myself into and out of this defense. I'm going to talk myself into this defense mode right now, having looked at the depth chart.
Mm-hmm.
D-line worries me, but I don't hate the starting group. I like the linebackers. I think this is a solid enough tackling group of defensive backs from what we've seen. So I think Minnesota will still attempt its ball control style, take a play action shot here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Minnesota cracks into the mid 30s.
Okay.
I think I like what Tony White can do against them. Again, I like the defensive personnel for Nebraska, generally speaking, even though I do still have some concerns. I don't think Nebraska puts up 35 unless there's some help from the defense or special teams involved. But I would say that 35 would guarantee a win for Nebraska.
So I asked you to do a quick check and tell me how many points a game did Nebraska score last year, and how many points a game did Minnesota give up?
Nebraska did score more per game than Minnesota allowed,
okay,
but just by a possession.
Okay.
22.6 for Nebraska scored per game in 2022. Minnesota allowed 13.8.
Okay. Here's the trick question, though. We know how much they gave away. How much did Minnesota score a game last year?
Minnesota was just about exactly middle of the pack, scoring 66th out of 131 teams, 28.2 points per game.
28.2 versus 22.6. How many points a game did Nebraska give up last year?
27.6.
27.6. So the common thread says Minnesota scores 27.5 points against Nebraska. The difference would be that Nebraska scores 17 points a game. So the numbers would say it's a 27-17 Minnesota game based on previous years. Just on last year.
Mm-hmm. Based on the last 3 years, it's a 7-point game. Minnesota's won the last 3 by touchdown.
This is what we're going to do, right? So 13-20 last year here in Lincoln. In 2021, 30-23 in Minneapolis. 3 years ago, 7-point loss here in Lincoln. 4 years ago, a big, huge thumping, was 27-point loss in Minnesota. Now, through all of that, we could say that Nebraska gave up 20, 30, 24, 34 points. So 31, let's work with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how many points Nebraska has to score. The real number is 34. Nebraska's going to have to score 35 points to beat Minnesota to guarantee they beat.
To guarantee it.
To guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
But Minnesota's looking at it going, well, we only have to score 24 points to win. They're only got 24 points. They're not really bothered by it.
Mm-hmm. Big Bird, to answer your question, no. Kirk Shiraka at Rutgers now, reunited with Greg Schiano.
Okay, good to know.
Again, go back and listen to the podcast. Jay's been mentioning Minnesota's 2 offensive coordinator system that's giving him some fits.
Which is a thing that, makes me consider. It makes me consider.
Do you have more faith in Minnesota scoring 24 and Nebraska scoring 31?
Yeah. At this point, I don't have faith in either team.
Because you haven't seen them?
I haven't seen them. Like, if this is week 4 and I have 3 weeks of tape to kind of evaluate off of, but we don't have them, and we're seeing highlights, and you're basing it on highlights or walkthroughs or, snippets or 10 minutes of open practice.
Hearsay.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't know. And that's the reels that we don't know. I wanted your opinion. Gene and Lincoln, Gene Cotter, how you doing, bro? Said not having any idea how good this defense is going to be. I'm going to have to say 49. Hopefully that translates to 49-0, but, all fair. One texter says 31 points. Chubby Rhino says 38. Of course, it's more points than Minnesota, but the point is, how many points is that? How many points is that? Aaron says, I think we need 4 TDs, at least. Maybe a field goal or 2. 36 points gets it done. I said 35. 36 is the thing. Cleat says 35 minimum. Now, Austin, you ready for this?
Lay it on me, DP.
We figured out the range that probably most of us agree that 31 to 35 points, 38 points, 31 to 38 gets you, which says a lot about Minnesota's offense, and it says a lot about Nebraska's defense. Right? We don't know, but this is how we feel right now. In order to get to 31 points, the first thing you have to figure out is, what Nebraska's best play is, but in that, who's the best player on Nebraska's offense? Text line, let us know. Austin Orman. Who is the and by best, remember, we're going to talk about putting points on the board. We're talking about scoring points.
Which makes me reticent to pick the center, although I think he's in that conversation. I'm buying more and more into Billy Kemp, but Billy Kemp's got to be able to get the ball to do something with.
Who's going to score the most points for the offense?
The kicker. No, the answer is Jeff Sims is going to score the most points for the team. I mean, the kicker gets it with all the extra points and with all the field goals. But in terms of position players in the starting 11 on offense, it's Jeff Sims.
So who will be the leading scorer for Nebraska offensively?
Jeff Sims.
Jeff Sims. Okay, text line. So let's go through and do the dance. Who leads Nebraska in scoring? Who will lead Nebraska in scoring? And I'm not sure who led them last year. Was it?
Let me look it up real quick.
Was it the kicker? Yeah, Lemon asked how many points did Minnesota score per game in conference play. Yeah, that's a really good question.
Okay, so Casey had 17 passing touchdowns to go along with 5 rushing touchdowns.
So he
that's
counted for
22
22
times
touchdowns.
6. That's 132 points. Kicking, we scroll down to Timmy Bleakroad. He scored 61 points. So Casey more than doubled him up.
How do you feel about that, Austin? How do you feel about that?
Not great. Really not great. Thanks for asking, though.
Woo, it was the look on your face.
Casey Thompson had the second most rushing touchdowns on the team. Anthony Grant had 6. Casey had 5. AJ Allen, Chuba Purdy, Jock Yant all had 2.
So Disc Golf Jake says, I have faith in the defense. Offense needs to score 21 points. Claytona John says this. If we score more than 17, we win. Throw the bones. I would hope that that's true. I don't know that that's true.
That's Rhule to me.
17 points.
Really buying it. Again, I think Tony White's going to be a great defensive coordinator. I like a lot of what he's saying and doing.
Mm-hmm.
Game 1 against a team like Minnesota with the questions I have about Nebraska. At some point, X's and O's can only do so much. It comes down to Jimmy's and Joe's. Nebraska will have success on defense in moments, in spurts. So will the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Will the spurts turn into stretches? We'll see.
What I like about the 3-3-5 and the way that Tony calls it, I think Nebraska will have its best defensive scoring output in a decade. I think they're going to get more pick six than they've ever had because there'll be nickel backs and dime backs in places that quarterbacks don't expect them to be. There will also be late blitz, sack, fumble, pick up, scoop and score situations. That's what the 3-3-5 will do to you.
We know Hartzog has ball skills once he gets his hands on him.
Yeah.
Omar Brown, I think, has some of that to him. Even Reimer's a good enough athlete. If he picks a fumble up, he can outrun some guys.
Well, I just think that's how they go through and change games.
Mm-hmm.
Is that especially against bad offensive teams, and more importantly, back quarterbacks. Back quarterbacks against a 3-3-5 will make decisions because they will throw a ball to a place that in normal situations that space is open.
Is Callie McManus a bad quarterback?
Callie McManus is a different quarterback. He's look, and quite frankly, I would put him in the same league as Jeff Sims in that they're playmaking quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that they're the best throwers, the most effective, most efficient, maybe not the best runners, but the best combination of all the things that are required to do. The unfortunate part for both of them is that they don't have the best talent around them. Mm-hmm. If you were to put Jeff Sims on Ohio State's team, they're still Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's still a double-digit team.
Right.
Same for Michigan. Because one, they're asked to do less, and they're allowed to do more of what they're good at. Like you understand that CJ Stroud, and you watched him in that championship game, and he pulled things out of the bag that he hadn't pulled out before because they were necessary. They took away the things that he did well, and he had to become a different version of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what happened. Michigan struggled when their quarterback could not go into his bag and do all the things that were different that people hadn't seen. Look, Alabama took, a Pro Bowl quarterback, took him out of the game at halftime and put in a dude who nobody had prepared for
mm-hmm.
to do the things that he does well. I'm just not sure.
Well, we saw that in a smaller magnitude game last year with Minnesota, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska hadn't prepared for Callie McManus on the move. Morgan, I think, had the more accurate arm, but Callie McManus had the bigger arm. They burned Nebraska deep a couple times.
I chuckle every time I hear somebody say Morgan was accurate.
Well, I said more accurate. I never said accurate.
Using the word accurate and Morgan, he made some throws. They were bad, bro. He made some throws.
Do you ever just pull up the Minnesota Bowling Green game?
Oh man, it was horrible. It was horrible. So here's the thing: when we asked about who the best player, who's going to lead this team in scoring, now Drew Carr says Gabe Ervin. Says if he can be the best on the field, Nebraska wins. 100%. If Gabe Ervin is the best player on the field, Nebraska is going to be in control of every game they play.
Mm-hmm.
I think the same could be said for Jeff Sims. If Jeff Sims is the best player on the field, Nebraska will win the majority of their games. Because remember what you're saying. He's going to be the best player against Colorado. He'll be the best player. He could be the best player against Minnesota. Like we're not going to be totally surprised on Friday morning if we have to report that Jeff Sims is the best player on the field.
Not just the best Nebraska player on the field.
The best player on the
field.
field.
Of the 22 that are on the field, Jeff Sims is number one out of those 22 at that time.
So how many Huskers listed on the depth chart at 1 are capable of being the best player on the field Thursday night? How many of those players? Jeff Sims, if Jeff Sims is, Nebraska wins. If Gabe Ervin is, Nebraska wins.
If Billy Kemp is, Nebraska has a shot but might be in trouble.
If he's the best player, Nebraska's scoring points.
If Billy Kemp is the best player on the field, we might have a Nebraska-Purdue from last year situation. Because Trey was the best player in that game.
Okay.
Unguardable.
Can anybody else on Nebraska's team be the best player on the field that night?
Can we flip it over to defense too, or sticking with offense?
Let's start with offense. Is there anybody else on offense who could end up being like, come Friday morning, we turn on the microphones and say, the best player on the field was...
Maybe Anthony Grant wakes up pissed off, as Trey Palmer would say.
No.
Other than that, no.
That's right. Okay. Let's flip it then. Defensive side of the ball. Who is capable of being the best player on the field Thursday?
Okay, so I'm going to start in the defensive backfield, working my way forward.
Okay.
The cornerbacks, I like Newsome matching up against Ottman Bell. I think that's going to be a good battle. I don't think Minnesota uses that as its fastball, so I don't think Quint Newsome or Malcolm Archai can be the best player on the field just in terms of what they're going to be asked to do.
Okay.
Safeties might have big moments against play action, but I don't know if that makes them the best players on the field.
Okay.
This is a front 7 game for Nebraska, front 6 game, I suppose, in the 3-3-5. MJ Sherman, I like. He's got to prove he can be the best player on the field. I think we're giving him a lot of credit for having attended Georgia, but he's got to prove that it was just a matter of playing time. Henrich and Reimer will pick up numbers. They'll put up stats. Can they dominate and take over a game by living in Minnesota's backfield, stopping guys for a gain of 1 or 2 instead of after 4 or 5? We'll see. And then the whole defensive line has to step up. Maybe Cam Lenhart, comes out with his hair on fire and is an absolute wrecking ball revelation game 1. Potentially, but I'm not going to bet on it against a veteran offensive line. Ty Robinson, got to prove it. Nash Hutmacher, got to prove it.
Yeah, oh, this is just go check. Austin is bathing in the Rhule Kool-Aid.
Oh no, he says he's bathing in the Rhule Aid, and I'm being judgy by calling him out.
Well, I think look, this is fun to me because again, being the best player in the field. If you said to me, like I would have thought the first name you said was Luke Reimers. I thought that would be the first name. The player who could end up having the biggest impact on the game is Ty Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
It's Ty Robinson. Could. And if he doesn't, oh boy. So then I ask you, Austin, you'll give the answer when we come back from break. Austin, who will be the most important? What player will have the biggest impact on the outcome of Nebraska, Minnesota? What Nebraska player will have the biggest impact, negative or positive, on the outcome versus Minnesota? Austin will give us his answer when we come back to Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through August 29th are $2 off Certified Piedmontese sausages and brats. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends. Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas as drivers fight to move on to the next round of the playoffs. NASCAR Playoffs weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite Tailored Light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
If your home water doesn't taste right, look right, or smell right, just call Bryant for the solution to your water problem. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Old School on a Friday. Again, congratulations, you made it. We're just talking a little football. A little Minnesota versus Nebraska. And Austin, do you remember the question? Because I think I set you up. This is a tough one.
We were talking about some other stuff. Jog my memory. I had my answer. We went to break. We talked about other stuff.
I wanted to change it, and then the text line gets active to do this. Here's what I was asked by outside media, and I wanted to ask you this. If you had to choose a coaching staff, which coaching staff would you choose? If you had to trust a coaching staff, Nebraska's or Minnesota's, who would you trust?
You have to say Minnesota's right now. There's more continuity. I mean, it's not year one for the vast majority of those guys. PJ Fleck has been in place longer. And I said this from the beginning, DP, when Matt Rhule was first hired to now. They haven't played a game yet. How can my impression of them really change? Some people would say, well, they've had spring ball and fall ball, so you can learn stuff about them. Yeah, that's true. But you go through spring ball and fall ball to see how you prepare your guys, not for the next practice, but for the game. Haven't seen how what this coaching staff is teaching translates to a game. I'm still in wait and see mode with the staff, pretty much across the board.
So we're all starting at zero. We're all starting at zero. What I asked was if we had to say there's one player who will have the greatest impact on the game, negative or positive, right? The greatest impact on the outcome of the game, who would it be for Nebraska?
The cop-out surface level, maybe not wrong, but easy answer is Jeff Sims. If he's good, Nebraska has a chance. If he makes the simple throws when he has them, if he puts the team on his back in a key moment when he does more than he's asked to in a good way, I think that can be positive for Nebraska. The flip side of that is if he tries to do too much, if he and his receivers are out of sync, if he's missing easy throws, that very negatively impacts the game. Dark horse candidate, Brian Bashini. I don't have a lot of faith in Nebraska's offense right now. Okay. I think I know what they want to do, but I'm worried that we're going to be banking on a big Brian Bashini game. If he's good, averaging 45 plus yards a punt, flipping the field, I think that gives Nebraska's defense a chance to create turnovers to stop Minnesota far enough down the field that the offense can drive 15, 20 yards for a field goal. But if Bashini's in the 35 to 40 range after Nebraska goes 3 and out starting at its own 25, Minnesota's only got to drive 55, 60 yards. That just isn't great for the defense, and it's more of what we've seen over the past year.
I like the direction you were going in, but I thought it was bleak road. Like I it's going to be for ball placement, for the beginning place of drives, where they're going to start, finishing drives, getting points for drives. Nebraska will not be able to afford to have empty drives.
Correct.
On Minnesota's side of the field. Like they're going to have to get points. And in a perfect world on the road, those points have to be touchdowns. At home, you can get away with field goal chip, touchdown, field goal, because then you're able to generate the crowd and keep them connected. You cannot do that on the road, the Big Ten Conference.
Well, your mind goes back just a couple of years to Minnesota, DP. Nebraska has 4th and an inch, really, on the Minnesota goal line, and the running back trips over his own feet. Ends up being a 7-point game. You lose, right? You can't afford to come up empty there.
It's a big dance that they're going to have to pull off in a perfect world. Texture says this: Minnesota played against White's 3-3-5 versus Syracuse in the bowl game last year. White was gone. He had already moved along, but his mentor, Rocky Long, who's a vet, he served as DC for the game. Minnesota won the game against Tony White's Syracuse team 28-20, but was held to 2.3 yards per carry, the 6th lowest total in 6 years under PJ Fleck. Now, to say that, I would say that means that Nebraska would have to be as good on defense as Syracuse was. It would have to have the talent that Syracuse did. It would have to have the skill set to match what Syracuse did. And then remember that it wasn't, in fact, Tony White calling the plays. It's his mentor, somebody that knows football, but it's not the same.
I was curious, so I really quick looked up Syracuse's depth chart last year, just for reference with Nebraska's. The 3 defensive linemen, one position listed as or was a redshirt sophomore third year or redshirt freshman second year player, a sophomore or redshirt sophomore second or third year player, and a redshirt junior or a redshirt freshman, fourth year player most likely. The linebackers, you had a freshman at one linebacker spot, you had a junior, and you had a sophomore. Mostly impacted by COVID again. The Rovers were both sophomores. Your cornerbacks, redshirt sophomore at the 2 safeties as well. That was a young defense that did that.
A young defense. Now, again, young doesn't mean better, doesn't mean worse. It just means younger. To get that thing and pull it through, then you have to match and say, okay, were they better at each position in the 3-3-5? Then again, we're basing Luke Reimer and Henrich and Ty Robinson outside of 3-3-5. Inside the 3-3-5, we can see things that they should be able to do well, but it entirely looks different with the plays that are being called. But I do like the point that I think Tony White works from, I will take away something and then force them to beat me with the other. I'll have a plan for it. And then I need to be flexible in when they think I'm going to do the thing that I do well. That's how you break it down. I don't know if I have a problem with Nebraska. If you said to me, Nebraska holds Minnesota under 3 yards a game, we like that stat, but I'm not sure that's enough because Minnesota has 6 receivers. I believe of the 6 over the course of their years, I think 4 of them have had a 1,000-yard season catching the ball before this year. I could be wrong, but I think 4 of the 6 have. And so then you're putting all of the pressure, not only on the defensive backs, but on the 5, because you take away the ability to put pressure on them. And you're going to ask somebody to be a rover to stay in front of Caliac Manis to make sure he doesn't pull it down and beat you moving the chains. So we don't know what it means. Spotted Cow is on the text line, says this: are you worried at all about the lack of depth along the lines? Don't know if the young cats can hold up in the Big Ten Conference. Austin, do the offensive and defensive lines bother you? Does the lack of depth bother you?
Would any football coach ever say they have enough depth along either line?
No.
There you go. There's my answer.
No.
You can always have more.
Well,
The lines
but I
are
would
a
say,
concern.
but I would also say that about quarterback. I would say that about running back. I would literally say that about every position on the field, that I'm never fully satisfied.
Correct. But you're least likely to make concessions along your lines.
It's just
traditional.
What traditionally bothers me is that this is Nebraska. There's a high standard. Like, I mean, look, I'm a at my core, I'm a DC kid, so I watch the Hogs.
Right. So let me answer your question this way too,
Yeah.
GP. I'm not going to give you the starters.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the backups
Okay.
on the offensive and defensive lines.
Okay.
Teddy Prohaska injured. I'm going to keep him out of the conversation at left tackle for now.
Got it.
Gunnar Gatula. That's a freshman. Sam Sledge. Freshman. Justin Evan Jenkins. Redshirt freshman. Henry Litovsky.
Sophomore?
Yep.
Junior.
Sophomore. Third year sophomore.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. And then Tyler Knack. Redshirt freshman transfer from Utah, who we heard nothing about all fall camp.
I know his coach
in
Utah, so I kind of know the pedigree. If I saw him, first of all, if I saw him going in a game, that means 3 other people got hurt.
Right. 6'6", 325.
Three other people got hurt because they would move everybody else outside before they put him in the game. Long term, I like the young man's prospects. Like if you told me next year, 2 years from now, he's a starter at tackle. Temp View, high flex offense, played against high level talent, got some friction put against him. So yeah, I get what's there. It's not impressive on paper.
It is not.
And we haven't seen them move together as a unit, so we don't know.
That's the offensive side of the ball. The
Okay.
defensive side of the ball, Kai Wallen, JUCO transfer, backing up Ty Robinson. Ruquan Buckley, sophomore, backing up Nash Hutmacher. And whichever doesn't start, I think it's going to be pretty close to 50-50, though, between Blaze Gunnarsson and Cameron Lenhart.
Here's what I like about the defensive front in this setting and in this scheme. One, they're really loading up for two positions. Like, interior work is the real work. There will be times when you see MJ Sherman at one end standing away from Chief Borders.
Listed as or at Jack, by the way.
Well, that's the thing, right? That you could move them if you're in a passing situation, having the option quick drop. Again, I'm not going to ask them to run seam routes with tight ends, which Minnesota could do. But if you're asking me to get out in the flat to secure the dump and make an open field tackle, yeah. If I'm asking them to get up and set an edge and get in the face into the throwing lane of Kaliak Manis, could do that as well. And you're giving them an advantage against a slow offensive tackle by putting them out there stretching. It'll also free up some space for Nick and Luke up the middle. So there's some advantage to all of it.
Okay, so in that hypothetical, you have both MJ Sherman and Chief Borders on the field as more traditional 3-4 outside backers. More in the sense of it's a 4-3, but you've just got two pass rushers who, with some quickness, who can also drop into flat coverage. So the next level behind that then is Henderson Reimer probably on the field. Do you take your rover off the field in Isaac Gifford, or do you move him back to safety where he's played and take an Omar Brown, Deshaun Singleton off the field?
Well, no, because Javen Wright Buddha can defend in that space, can run side to side, and can get pass pressure on the quarterback.
So are you taking a D lineman out then?
Well, you're going to take one of the bigs out. Then your Cam is off the field, and you've got some additional body out there. And there will be times when you take, Henrich off the field, and you let Gifford play that spot because he's better in pass coverage than Henrich is.
So that'd be more 2-4-5, 4-2-5.
You're going to be flexible. Like, the whole point is for you not to know, for the offensive line to get out there and to have to communicate about what personnel is on the field for Nebraska. Every time Tony White puts a different package out there, different personnel, in a different lineup, at least in the show, he's going to force Kaliak Manis to make decisions. Him and the center are going to have to make decisions. Nobody's where they were a play ago. How are we going to block this?
Who's coming? Who's not
coming? Who's not coming? I can find the mic and still not know where the pressure's coming from. The mic is only to help the center identify how to half defend, how to half pass protect. It doesn't help you in the matchups.
No.
Doesn't help you in the matchups because you could have a slow tackle out there, and if I put MJ Sherman on him, we like to
hello, Mr. Kaliak Manis.
Yeah, like we like the possibility, and this is where I think, scoop, strip, scoop, score comes into play because Nebraska has the ability to make Minnesota talk to itself. Like, there's going to be no comfort in, hey, we're just going to line up. They're going to be in a 5 front, and we know how to block everybody. We can zone cover, and we'll know how to cover it. No, because it could actually be a 3, and you've got 2 linemen chasing grass, and 2 guys are meeting back at the quarterback, kind of laughing in his face. So, yeah, the advantage in Tony White and what he does is the fact that he doesn't do the same thing twice. Doesn't have to. So, yeah, Holdeboat says DJ can wreck a game or an edge linebacker. Those are people those are the game changers. Like, we call playmakers people that make play on the ball or with the ball. But playmakers, the greatest playmaker I ever saw was Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor destroyed offenses and put points on the board. He put points on the board. Like, he shortened the field. He flipped the field. He'd make a play that would, and Phil Simms said, I had to get used to keeping my helmet near me with LT out there. I never really knew what was going on. Right? Yeah. Like, I can't put my helmet down over there and go get in a group. We always had our head on a swivel because our defense got the ball back. So you hope that Nebraska has that, and you're getting the fact that you tell me you're playing Chief and MJ together or can play them together gives me some hope. Hutmacher, Ruquan Buckley, Ty Robinson, a rotation of sorts, to keep them fresh. And again, we know how hot it's going to be, but you need to keep your bigs fresh. And then having guys that can run and cover, run and hit guys in the run game, run and hit guys in the passing game, and having 5 deep that you could flick. Look, you can go 3 deep coverage and not know which 3 it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's the guessing game. Tony White is going to play chess next Thursday. Hopefully it goes the way we propose. We'll toward the break. We'll come back. We'll close out Old School here. 93.7 The Ticket, Austin Norman, DP.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What would you tell a friend who was on the fence about going to Limitless Mail?
I would tell them to go to Limitless today. Don't hesitate. You're going to second guess yourself on if it's the right decision. The staff there is amazing. The treatments work. I'm living proof that it can completely change your life for the better.
Join thousands of men who have changed their lives with testosterone treatment. Slow down the aging process and live life. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
If your home water doesn't taste right, look right, or smell right, just call Bryant for the solution to your water problem. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas as drivers fight to move on to the next round of the playoffs. NASCAR Playoffs weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Whether you're looking for a new place to call home or trying to sell your current home, you want to make it as easy as possible. So why not use a realtor that works harder so you don't have to? The Carpe Diem team at Nebraska Realty is your go-to realty team for all your residential and commercial needs. They pride themselves on working hard and making your life as easy as possible while educating you every step of the way. Contact the Carpe Diem team to seize your moment, whether it be buying, selling, building, investing, or even commercial real estate. Give them a call today at 402-429-8121.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We've got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
Problem gambling can destroy an individual's finances, relationships, physical, and mental health. If you or a loved one are struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Remember that we are going to be at the Lincoln Air Show all weekend. Guardians of Freedom Air Show starts at 9:30, finishes at 5:30. Lincoln Airport, Northwest 38th Street, Lincoln. Free to attend. Parking is free. Show begins at 11. There's no schedule of the performers, but it's a little bit of everybody. And the Blue Angels is kind of the lead of this thing. The Super Hercules, Fat Albert will be there. The Lightning demo team. The Growler, the Navy Legacy Flight Team, the Air Force Academy Wings of Blue, the Heritage Flights, the Nebraska Angel Group, the Horsemen will be there as well. Again, the time and scheduling, and there's lots of moving parts. Mm-hmm. But bring your own drink container so you can put water in it. Please hydrate and take care of yourselves. Again, the parking is there. They recommend that you get there early. They recommend early. Jim Philippi, we see you, bro. I appreciate you being out there on the text line as well. All of you texters throughout the course of the afternoon, greatly appreciate it. I think it's fantastic that we are just a few days away from Husker football, and it's been a long journey. Trick question, Austin Norman. Who was the starting quarterback in Remember the Titans?
By the end of the movie, Sunshine, at the start of the movie, I shamefully forget.
One of the great crimes is that we do not give mad respect to Rev. Because you remember, Sunshine got him through the tough time after Rev's injury. But on the season-winning, game-winning touchdown, who scored the 75-yard run? Who came back out there and got the
Rev came back out.
Rev. Now, mind you, Sunshine threw the two incredible blocks.
He did.
But let's not. Come on. Let's give Rev some love. Just wanted to do that. It's a big weekend. What game are you looking forward to watching? If there's an NFL game tonight, are you looking for? Is there a college game?
My NFL game was last night, DP.
Well, I don't. I wasn't even going to give you that. I wasn't even going to give you that. Like I wasn't even. Like how'd that go? By the way,
it was fun. 27-13.
Yeah. You feel better? Feel better?
I don't love the completion percentage out of Richardson, but he made some nice plays.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking. It's a preseason game. I'm not going to get too worked up about any of it. It's a sneaky, fun college football schedule this weekend. Navy Notre Dame. I'm pulling for the midshipmen.
Is that the big
Navy guy?
I'm a Navy guy too, so we got that.
Bless.
We got that.
UMass New Mexico State will have my attention for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Like that is a glorified high school football game.
Brutal.
Hawaii Vandy, maybe, but the game I'm locked on this weekend. Ohio, San Diego State.
I'm not mad at that. I think it's going to be fun. Again, there's several games in the NFL tonight. college football all weekend. Of course, high school football here, Lincoln Southwest versus Lincoln High, starting at 8 o'clock. So you'll be able to hang that out and hang out with Nick and Jay and let them call you through the game. It's a big thing. And then for you, what's your weekend? How are you going to break this down?
So Tuesday, got some friends in town. Gonna see them. Seen a lot of other people, but been a while since I've seen this group of guys. We'll get with them. Dinner and or ice cream with my family that night.
So I don't need bail money, is what you're telling me.
Correct.
Okay.
And then Sunday, you know where I'll be. Going to church with the wifey. She's got her baby shower on Sunday. So I'll be out at the air show Sunday afternoon.
You know what? I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to make a decision for me. This would be the final opportunity for me to shut down, reboot, rebuild, and get ready for this football run that next week is incredible. Of course, you got volleyball day. We've got a couple of remotes, got high school football. You got the pregame show, postgame show, Thursday. It's a big day. I'm going to travel. Jay will be out of Warhorse Thursday, 4 to 7 for that pregame. We have some big announcements next week. When I tell you that we have added to the lineup, and it looks kind of nice. You like it?
We will.
Oh, my goodness gracious. We have added to the lineup. I'm so psyched about. There will be a lineup change for the better, I think. And that's no slight to anything that exists now. But we're just trying to add to the lineup. Shout out to the Rotunda family and the news that Wyndham Rotunda, otherwise known
Bray
as
Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt, passed away yesterday. Shout out to Bo Dallas for hanging in, bro. I know losing family like that is tough. Mike Rotunda, you're a stud. You're an absolute beast, and you're a quality human being. WWE is going to go through it tonight. It'll be interesting times for them to kind of figure out how they're going to pay tribute. So if you're into that sort of thing and watching tribute for great people, young like 30, he's not even 40 years old. But yeah, Wyndham. And I was privileged to be told that I could call him Wyndham. Wyndham, you're going to be missed, young man. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. We got some replays for you until 7:30, 7:40 or so. Nick and Jay will come back to you and hit you up, take you through late night, and then full day from the air show Saturday and Sunday here on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, All of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
You've worked hard all year, sweating, building, providing. Labor Day is your day. Schaefer's celebrates you this Labor Day. To show our appreciation, Schaefer's has lowered the prices on Maytag and KitchenAid appliances. Save on energy-efficient refrigerators or Maytag laundry pairs, and reward yourself with interest-free financing. Schaefer's, local and family-owned since 1946.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bearschen Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Bearschen Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The wake forecast for today, we'll see one more hot day. Sunny skies to start, then a chance of showers and storms this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 97. Tonight we'll see a chance of showers and storms below of around 68. Tomorrow, continued chance of showers. So it's much cooler tomorrow with a high of around 82. Meteorologist Kyle Clark for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Summer is winding down, but there's no reason to put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Sign up today for 9-hole leagues this fall, any day from Monday to Friday, starting on September 25th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch